Sister Wives. Kody Brown is now blaming Jody for his divorce, but not himself. Sister Wives star has never taken the blame for his divorces. He always blamed his exes and older children for all the family drama. However, the TLC star is now blaming God for his divorce from his first wife, Mary, and Kody is officially ending their marriage in season 19. The former went to the church to end their spiritual marriage. She had legally parted ways with her partner a long time ago. Kody divorced his first wife to marry his fourth wife and adopt her kids. They were connected with a spiritual bond after the divorce. Sadly, things took a nasty turn, and Mary had to pull the plug after she felt unwanted and unloved. So why is Kody blaming God for his divorce? Does he have any regret for his actions? Keep on reading to learn more about Kody's beliefs. Sister Wives. Fans think Kody and Robyn plotted split with Mary for major this reason. Sister Wives star Kody Brown usually gets all the hate and criticism for gaslighting his wives. He legally parted ways with Mary several years ago to marry his fourth wife. However, fans believe Kody and Robyn plotted everything to scam Mary. Recently, some Redditors shared their opinions about Kody and Mary's divorce. The user noted smartly Kody made his first wife believe that he was divorcing his wife for the family's best wife. He knew that Mary was among the primary breadwinners of the family. Soon, things went bitter between the TLC star and his first wife. Now fans believe that Kody scammed his first wife, so he didn't have to pay her any compensation. The celeb and his favorite wife lived a luxurious life from Mary's income for years. Later, they made her walk out of the marriage to avoid financial compensation. Sister Wives. Kody blames God for his failed marriage with Mary. Sister Wives star Kody Brown likes to blame others for his faults. Interestingly, he blamed God for all the mess in his life this time. Recently, Mary went to the Mormon church for a spiritual release from Kody Brown. She sarcastically noted that it had been an interesting year. The TLC star recently discussed how his marriage with Kody Brown fell apart. Mary felt that her husband pushed her all these years, so he didn't have to pull the plug on their marriage. She explained that his ex wanted to prove to everyone that his hands were clean, so she left him. She drove to Utah to get a release from the church, so she was no longer married to him in any way, shape, or form. Kody had a weird reaction to his divorce. He explained that he gave their marriage some time because Robyn felt that God could have changed things between them. He stated, "And that was advice that I took, and I waited." However, he soon realized that nothing could work between them. Hence, he felt that God didn't show him the way to save his marriage with Mary. He felt sorry for his ex-wife, Sister Wives, and hoped that he figured it. Kody finally tells Mary he likes her after she ended their marriage. Kody and Mary were the first ones in the Brown family to tie the knot. Soon, they decided to go for polygamy, and Janelles, Christine, and Robyn joined the family. Sister Wives has depicted their dynamics ever since. Ironically, Kody stopped getting along with the latter after an affair scandal. It turned out to be a catfish, and it strained Mary's marriage. So, after being in a loveless spiritual marriage for more than a decade, Mary decided to part ways with Kody. She was the last one to leave after Christine and Janelles, but she went through with it and even got a release from her church to make it official. After all this, Kody finally admitted that he had finally begun to like his first wife. Why did he say so, Sister Wives? Kody was unhappy with Mary terminating their marriage. As mentioned before, Mary finally decided to end her marriage to Kody. Sister Wives fans were extremely happy to see her prioritize herself and her happiness. She explained the process of getting a release from the family's Mormon church. She revealed how she had texted Kody, announcing the same, and wanted to know if he had any input. To Mary's surprise, Kody ended up ignoring Mary's message. It implied that he was unhappy with her decision to part ways with him. While it was quite hard for her to end her marriage, which lasted for more than 3 decades, she finally went through with it. Now, Kody Brown has made matters worse for himself by saying he finally likes Mary after 6 years. Why did he say so? Sister Wives. Kody admits to finally liking Mary after she divorced him. Kody Brown has always been in the limelight for his controversial takes and double standards. At this point, Sister Wives fans have already crowned him as the villain of the show, along with Robyn. Mary admitted that once she ended her marriage with him, he was very mean to her. She admitted how he had a lot of internal issues he had to work on as he acted out. Then, in a new clip from an upcoming episode, Kody and Mary finally had a conversation after their divorce. He admitted that he finally liked her after 6 years. Viewers were expecting that the former first wife might get hurt by this statement, but she shot back at him with humor and said, "Gods be praised." Mary then asked Kody to be honest with himself as it was longer. Everyone was surprised at Kody's remark. That's because they didn't understand how he was so unpleasant about Mary leaving. And when she did, he started liking her. It was absurd, and viewers agreed with Mary that he had a lot of internal issues he would have to work on. But Mary was unbothered as ever and thriving. Sister Wives. Kody Brown's estrangement from his children is ruining his last marriage. Can Robyn talk sense into him? Kody Brown's fractured relationship with his adult children is now jeopardizing the Sister Wives star's marriage to Robyn Brown. The former polygamist famously had 18 children between his 4 wives, Mary Brown, Janelles Brown, Christine Brown, and Robyn. Kody was an attentive father during the show's early seasons, but he was spread thin. Kody divided his time between his wives' 4 homes, meaning he only saw his children for a fraction of the time. Kody's bonds with his children began to weaken as they grew older. During the COVID pandemic, Kody blamed his adult children for keeping the family apart as they continued to attend work and social gatherings. Meanwhile, Kody's marriages to Mary, Janelles, and Christine disintegrated, and his children sided with their mothers. Rather than owning up to his mistakes, Kody cut off communication with those he felt had wronged him. In Sister Wives Season 19, Kody's estrangement from his children emerged as a source of tension in his marriage to Robyn. The two ended up in a heated debate, in which Robyn voiced her disgust with Kody's actions. Kody and Robyn spent their first Thanksgiving without their plural family. Sister Wives Season 19 captured the immediate aftermath of Kody's divorces from Mary, Janelles, and Christine, including the first holiday season following the breakups. Thanksgiving proved to be a particularly painful time for Kody and Robyn. While Christine and Janelles were thrilled to spend the holiday with their children, Kody and Robyn's day was spent mourning what they had lost. The Browns used to have large Thanksgiving celebrations with upwards of 50 people. Their gatherings grew smaller as the children grew up, and the family splintered, but they still maintained their plural family culture. Despite Mary's strained marriage to Kody, she joined him and Robyn for their family's Thanksgiving dinner in 2021. They made the best of the situation, and the children were happy to see Mary. During Season 19, which took place in 2022, Robyn and Kody spent their first Thanksgiving alone with their 5 children. Mary had just ended her marriage to Kody and thought it would be weird to join them for Thanksgiving. This forced them to face the reality of their current situation. Polygamy had been Kody's entire identity, and he admits he failed in his mission. Robyn, who was still clinging to hope that the family could be reunited, was devastated to spend Thanksgiving without any of this. Is not what Robyn would like to listen Kody Brown, a father of 18 kids, say about his ex-wife while struggling to save his current marriage. As Kody Brown navigates marital issues with Robyn and confronts his past with Mary, the tension seems to threaten his only surviving marriage. Following the failures of his previous marriages, Kody Brown is now left with only Robyn, his favored wife. Despite his favoritism towards Robyn, Brown seems to face significant marital issues with her in the absence of his other wives. As Brown struggles with anger and self-doubt after 3 splits, he faces an intense conversation with his ex-wife Mary. Despite trying to portray a successful polygamous marriage, Sister Wives star Kody Brown is now left with his only favored wife Robyn, with all of his previous marriages failing in the process. Meanwhile, although Brown has often preferred Robyn over the rest of his wives, now the family patriarch is facing issues and marital trouble even with Robyn, amid the absence of his other wives. As Kody Brown struggles with anger and self-doubt after facing marital issues with Robyn and withstanding 3 splits in 3 years, things turn messier as he comes across his first wife, Mary. After she obtained her church's permission to divorce, Mary Brown appeared on Sister Wives to have an intense conversation with her former husband, and the way Brown spoke about his ex-wife is the last thing that Robyn would like to hear amid marriage troubles. Amid the absence of his other wives, Kody Brown faces troubles with Robyn. In the latest season of Sister Wives, Kody Brown and his only remaining wife Robyn got candid about their marriage struggles following the family patriarch's split with his ex-wives Christine, Janelle, and Mary. Despite previously having issues with his 3 wives over his favoritism towards Robyn and her kids, Brown is now facing troubles in his marriage with the only wife he has. According to the former polygamist's opinion shared on season 19 of Sister Wives, his marriage with Robyn ventured into its worst phase after his split from his 3 previous wives. Meanwhile, Robyn suggested that the patriarch is struggling with anger and self-doubt while wondering about whom to blame for the difficulty in his marriage with his only remaining wife, which is perhaps affecting their marriage. Kody Brown's $149 cameos and celebrity fame are helping him afford his lavish lifestyle more than his job as firearms salesman. With how extravagantly the cast of Sister Wives lives, fans have been wondering for years how Kody Brown is able to make ends meet so well. Kody Brown has become quite a subject of interest in the years since he began to star in Sister Wives. Fans have been quite curious about how he is able to maintain such a lavish lifestyle for his very big family. It would seem, however, that he has not been doing as well as many would like to think. Kody Brown has been a subject of interest in the reality television community for a very long time now. Being at the center of Sister Wives, he has become quite an interesting figure since the show began in 2010. During this time, audiences have seen the many layers of the relationships within the Brown family, be it with the wives or the children. However, the one person who has maintained a level of mystery surrounding one part of his life is the husband himself. Considering the lavish lifestyle that is held by the Brown family, many have been curious about their finances and how they are able to maintain them. The answer is quite interesting. Kody Brown's financial woes. Not much is known about Kody Brown's professional life. Although one can assume that he has made an impressive amount of money after his long time on Sister Wives, fans cannot help but wonder about his profession before he became a reality television star. However, the answers to these questions are quite interesting. As reported by Screen Rant, Brown struggled to keep a job for long, until he was the president of Das Hundhof's Firearms and Accessories. In 2010, however, It would seem that he realized how he could capitalize on his unique romantic life. He established Brown Family Entertainment, but kept his job for the time being. While it is not known if he worked in the profession after the series took off, he still seems to hold his passion for firearms close to his heart. It would also seem that he has perfectly fit into his role as a reality television star. Earning as much as he possibly can from his fame, he has even set up an option for his fans to get a cameo from him in the form of a video for $149. Sister Wives Tony says Kody Brown and David Woolley are alike. What prompted Sister Wives star Tony Padron to say that Kody Brown and David Woolley were alike? Christine Brown Woolley is thrilled about her next date with David and is sharing that with her kids. Yet, Tony makes a comparison between her new man and her ex, but what is it? Keep reading for more details. Tony says Kody Brown and David Woolley are alike. Kody Brown and Christine Brown Woolley have been apart since early 2021. That was when she shared she was done with him and the plural family. She then sold her Flagstaff home and opted to take her youngest daughter, Truly, and moved to Utah. Her children and family were there, so she wanted to be surrounded by love. As she was preparing to leave, Kody was desperate for her to stay despite their struggles. So he tried to convince her that any man in Utah would take her for all she was worth, and she would be left with nothing. Luckily, she met David Woolley, and they instantly connected. They left their first date ready for the second. Within a year, they tied the knot in front of over 300 family and friends. Though TLC aired their wedding special at the end of season 18, the current season documents how they met. Currently, Christine is chatting with her kids about David and how it's been a month, but she adores him. Then Kody Brown Padron's husband, Tony Padron, compares him to Kody. However, his reasoning is ridiculous. Tony reasoned that David Woolley and Kody Brown were both boomers, therefore that was what made them similar. He noted a lot of what David talked about did not make sense to him, which was very similar to what Kody would say. Now David is 60, so yes, he is a boomer, but Kody is only 55, so he is not. Therefore, the only things the men have in common are they've been with Christine and they confuse Tony. A whole debate ensues over if David is a boomer, and a producer tells Christine he is, but she just laughs. After learning Tony Padron's justification, Sister Wives fans were completely over him. They felt that he was annoying, and more so, did not like how he got a kick out of knocking down Christine Brown Woolley's happiness. Tony is so annoying. It's not funny to be irritating for the sake of being irritating. And to say he reminds him of Kody, who treated Christine like garbage, just to squash Christine's joy because he thinks it's funny, is very uncool. Tony is such a troll, lol. I was glad to hear Truly's answer about David. Funny, and they get along. Tony says anything for attention. He fits right in. Fans also noted how Tony was more like Kody Brown if ever a comparison were to be made. It took a while for Kody to warm up to Tony and vice versa. Then they got along swimmingly, and now that has been shattered. Who knows if they can mend fences? Sister Wives star Kody tells Mary he wishes she left sooner. How she reacts. After obtaining her church's permission to divorce Kody Brown, Mary Brown sits down with her ex-husband for a tense conversation in season 19, episode 6 of Sister Wives. Exclusive first look at the moment, Kody Brown criticizes his ex-wife's decision to make their divorce official when she did, saying, "I wish you would have made your choice sooner. My choice was always to stay. Had I wanted to leave sooner, I would have left sooner," she replies. In a confessional interview, Kody Brown discusses the tricky dynamics of plural marriage. seemingly explaining why he stayed in several unhappy marriages for so long. The reality star was once married to 4 women: Mary, Janelles, Christine, and Robyn Brown. He is now only married to Robyn Brown. Leadership will never allow you to marry again if you're discarding wives. Well, I was in terrible relationships, but wasn't willing to discard them. Didn't want to discard them. Didn't even know I was in terrible relationships, he says. You just think you're in a normal relationship because all your friends have the same problem until you're in a normal relationship that has deep emotional intimacy, instead of what some people call it, F and F, and the second word is fight, or F and F, and the first word is fight. That doesn't create intimacy. That just creates orgasms, he says. Back in his conversation with Mary Brown, Kody Brown pushes some buttons with his next statement. You know what really sucks? It's not divorce that sucks. It's marrying the wrong person because you don't know, he says. After sighing deeply, Mary Brown says, wow, okay, because you married me at 6 months, you married the wrong person, and you just didn't know. Kody Brown quickly clarifies what he meant and says, I'm not even saying that, Mary. Kody Brown reflects on the end of their marriage. We're breaking up now. Does it mean it was the right person, or was it just right at the right time? I don't know. I can't philosophize this. We could philosophize it to death. All I know is that you and I have different timestamps on when we weren't happy anymore, he says. Mary Brown offers her own opinion in a confessional interview, saying, what sucks is marrying the wrong person and not having the decency to tell her until 32 years later. In last week's episode of Sister Wives, Mary Brown traveled to Utah to ask her church for a release that would grant her permission to divorce Kody Brown. Although the couple haven't been legally married since 2014, they were still part of a spiritual marriage. Back in 2014, Kody and I did do a legal divorce, and for me, that whole process was purely for the fact that he could then marry Robyn Brown legally and then adopt her 3 older kids, she said in the episode. But our spiritual marriage, our spiritual sealing was still intact. When we marry, it is for eternity. That's the intention. Calling the process of obtaining a release heartbreaking, Mary Brown said it was necessary so she could end the limbo she'd been living in since she and Kody Brown decided to permanently end their marriage.